Welcome to the world of the constitutional nobody, where today we will be discussing something that I have very deep and conflicting feelings on. Um, Obviously, I am a very patriotic kind of guy. There's nothing I love more than my country. Without what America is and what has become and what it was created to be, basically none of us would have the ability to essentially do what I'm doing now. Just sit here and speak about the issues that are going on in the world as I view them or as anybody views them. And that's part of what makes Trump versus the NFL such a difficult subject for me to discuss. Because while I love this country more than anything, and I hate it when people disrespect this country, and I hate it when people disrespect those who have fought for this country, and I hate it when people disrespect the people who do nothing more than fight for their right to essentially be a rich, spoiled asshat. But what it comes down to is the fact that while the NFL players are taking what they're doing too far, and they aren't doing it in what could be considered in a normal society to be the proper way, and are going kind of out of their way to trash the system that has helped make them multimillionaires. Trump shouldn't have said what he said about the situation either. It wasn't Trump's place to make those statements. I'm not arguing that Trump doesn't have the right to say that kind of thing, because obviously he does. I just don't think it's his place as the President of the United States to be making broad, sweeping statements about an individual's rights. And that kind of hurts for me to say, because I kind of understand where he's coming from, but it's the way he's doing it. He's, just like the NFL, gone about it the wrong way. The difference between him and the NFL is I don't think that Trump is taking into consideration his position and what he brings to the table by being the President of the United States. He's no longer just your average Joe, even multimillionaire kind of guy who can say whatever he wants and it mostly be ignored. No, he's now the figurehead, the leading bright beacon of what America is at this point, because he was elected to be the President of the United States. He got himself into a situation that I don't think he fully understands. And the biggest problem with that is he still talks like he's just an average person. He still talks like what he says only has the weight of what it had when he was just a celebrity, which was people kind of blew it off if they didn't care, if they liked what he said, they continued it. No, now if they don't like what he says, they tar and feather him for it. They try and make it look like all of America is what Trump says because they don't like Trump and they don't like certain aspects of the American culture. But that is the epitome of what the First Amendment is for. It's because we are not what our leader says we are. We are not what people decide our leader has said we are. America as a whole, it's just a country full of individuals who have their own unalienable, individual rights. And it baffles me when somebody doing what they can do under, say, the First Amendment in particular, or the Second Amendment, or any amendment at all to the Constitution. It's not against an amendment. The amendment doesn't say you can't do it. It says you have the right to do this, this, and this. You have the right to freedom of expression. You have the right to freedom of speech. You have the right to freedom of press. When the president says that somebody should be fired for simply exercising their First Amendment rights, that infuriates me. Even more than people disrespecting my country. Because he has changed the game at that point as to what it means to support the First Amendment, as to what it means to be an American. And I know I'm not going to be popular on either side of the political aisle for this, and I really don't care. I can get into that debate a whole lot later if anybody ever asks me about that stuff. Because I don't sit on either side of the aisle, in my opinion. This is bigger than left versus right. This is bigger than meeting in the middle and crossing the aisles and hoorah, hoorah, let's do what's right. This is about the document that is the highest form of law in the United States. This is an issue that is so far beyond the political scope. Just left and right, it doesn't matter anymore when it comes to stuff like this. Both sides are in the wrong. But it's not the president's place to tell people you shouldn't have a job because you exercised your First Amendment right. That is probably the most disgusting thing I have heard Trump say. And trust me, I have listened to all the sound bites of everything the man has had to say. That right there is, to a patriot, the most disgusting thing that could be said. Because it goes against the First Amendment. It goes against the Constitution. It goes against the very fabric of being an American. But at the same time, so is disrespecting the country. So is disrespecting our troops. It's okay to not like what's happening, but don't disrespect the people that make this possible. Don't disrespect the history and the culture that have made what you do as a professional athlete, as somebody who's constantly in the public eye, somebody who has the attention of so many millions of people. Don't take that gift that has been given to you and use it to hurl insults and disrespect towards the country and the military and the president. Because really, you look like more of an ass than Trump does. And that's saying something. I don't know, anybody catches themselves watching this, I thank you so very, very much for what you do. This is a very hard topic for me to talk about. I've spent all week trying to figure out how to approach this. And I'm dumbfounded by what's going on in our country right now. I am shocked and appalled by what is going on in our country right now. And somebody's got to figure out a way to stop this shit. That's your opinion from the constitutional nobody. I'd like to hear anybody out there with any sort of opinion, agree with me or not, hit me with it. Talk to me about it. I want to start a dialogue. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what other people think. I want to be able to spread this. I want to get going to where it's not individuals in a chat room complaining about this, that, or the other, or just listening to your news. I want to start a national dialogue here at this point, people, because I am a nobody. I am exactly what my name says I am on that screen you're looking at. I am a nobody who simply believes in the Constitution. If I can sit here and do anything to help people get a conversation started, that is all I want. And I would think anybody out there, share my opinion, disagree with my opinion, whatever, share this. Let's get this out. Let's start a dialogue. You know where to find me at this point. Constitutional Nobody on YouTube. Starting a Twitter page up. Why not? Let's start this wild ride. Let's try and build this country back up from the ashes that we're in. There's my world. There's my opinion. There's the Constitutional Nobody. Thank you all.